Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. I trust that you are having a wonderful day. This is Gigi, and I have my accountable partner with me, Andrea.
Hey
How are
everybody,
you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Gigi?
Well, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. How was your morning and your afternoon? It's kind of, what time is it now? 2:03. How was
Oh,
your
having a
day?
great. It's great.
What did you accomplish this morning and afternoon? Did you do your daily goals and affirmations?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I actually have spent the whole morning with all of it. I just kind of got immersed, and
Oh, that's
it's a
beautiful.
wonderful morning. How
That's
about
beautiful.
yourself?
Can
What did
you?
you? Huh?
Yeah, today I went out and I spent some time running with my husband. It was wonderful. We started a little bit late today. We actually it was when by the time we got out there, it was very sunny and the human was like it was kind of intense. And he was saying like you needed to get up a little bit earlier. I was like, I said, why you didn't wake me up? So yeah, but when we did our 3 miles, when we finished, he was like, "Oh, that was a lot." I was like, "Yeah," but we, yeah, but it was finished. And when we finished, it was fun. So we had a great time. We love the weekend it gives us that time to be able to have a longer exercise time.
That's
That
such a
was
blessing. That's so awesome.
yeah, and and I spent some time, writing my gratitude. So that was beautiful. Today, I want us to touch up a little bit on goal setting and how you set your goals. I know you have one you want to share with them, and I also want to share my little vision board that I actually created this year. And this is my first year actually creating a vision board. And I always heard about it, but I never actually applied it until this year, and I can already see that the vision, having a vision board definitely works because I can see the result happening in my life. So you want to go ahead and share yours first?
Okay. We we all keep a gold card. Is You'll have to let me know if it shows up right, Gigi.
Just a little bit, slide it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
It
So I
does.
say, go ahead, read it. Can you, I'm sure you have memorized it, but I can read it for them. It says my goal, November 10 in 2019. And it says, I am so happy and grateful now that Gigi and I have inspired and 1,000 people to achieve their goal. Beautiful.
And I say that over and over every day. And we're taught to keep a gold card and keep it in your wallet or keep it in your purse and pull it out. Like even if you're at a traffic stop or just any time that you've got a few seconds. I have even taken a gold card and placed it behind my steering wheel. It's not blocking anything, that I need to see.
Yeah.
But just anywhere. And today I was thinking last night, Gigi, that today I'm going to go to my bathroom mirror. I used to have stuff up, but I hadn't in a while. And so I'm going to go in there and put it on my bathroom mirror as well. And then I'm going to do like I did with my house that I've been visionarying
Yes.
and put it in different places because that keeps your goal ever before you. I mean,
Yes.
there's a scripture based on that too. You keep it before you, keep the vision before you.
Yes.
It just it gets down in your spirit, and it becomes more real when you're seeing it every day. And
Yes.
you want to do that all throughout the day.
Yes.
You don't just pull it out once a day. You want, you want this to be real, so you have to make it real.
Yeah,
So
whatever it is so important for for each one of us to accomplish. It could be a health goal, or it could be a spiritual goal, it could be financial goal, it could be career goal. So whatever it is, that's just so powerful that we want to achieve, we want to keep it, remind our mind like this is important for me, this is what important for me. And then it's just keep us, to be connected with the people, books like we've been talking about. So I do definitely agree with you, and that's how I felt about my vision board too. when I wrote it out, this vision board this year, and I just want to share this right here, the writing that I wrote out, which included creating videos like this. I
And
didn't
you
know.
had no idea how.
I have no idea what topic it was going to be, who I was going to do with, but I have I wrote it here 2019 that I was going to have 20 videos before 2000 is out, and I was going to have blogs but like looking at it yesterday, I could not believe how quickly it works. So I want to encourage people to go ahead and implement this method, which is writing your goals on a card, just like she shared with you, and also writing out your vision board on the vision board. There are so many ways people are sharing this. You can go and check out on YouTube how people are implementing the vision board, and I have heard so much great stories about it. But myself now, I implement it and I can see the result. So it's so exciting to understand your mind and how it works, and we want to use it in a way that to help us move in the direction that we want it to move, which is to contribute to our life and everyone's life. And that's what me and you, that's what your goal is on your card, which I have the same way for me and you to be able to achieve this goal. So it is super exciting. I'm excited about that.
It works.
Yes, yes. Okay, today we can continue with our discussion of the book. And we left yesterday, we marked on it. I have where I highlighted. We still on this book of the power of your subconscious mind. I hope everybody get a chance to get the book. Yes, it's very powerful book. Yes, perfect.
By Joseph Murphy.
Yes, by Joseph Murphy. And I want to read this, which I really felt is very important. A knowledge of the interaction of your conscious and subconscious minds will enable you to transform your whole life. In order to change external conditions, you must change the cause. And the cause being is our thoughts. That's what cause our external conditions. And for me, this really remind me of be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. Is there for us to understand, and there is no other way around it, pretty much.
And it says, and this is so true, most men try to change conditions and circumstances by working with the conditions and the circumstances. And, that's natural. Mm-hmm. Because, we all try to figure out conditions and circumstances are saying that you have to keep yourself within what your resources are, mm-hmm. and what you can do in the physical, what you can figure out in your mind. Mm-hmm. And that's not the way we go about it. And it's so hard to not go about it that way, mm-hmm. because that's natural. You say, these are my resources, and okay, so I got to work under those resources. I got to work with this much money. I got to do this and that. But you don't. You change it in your mind, and it's just like your vision board.
Yes.
Here we are,
Yeah. Yes. And it's also, moving by faith. I shared with you yesterday about from Joel Osteen, be comfortable for the not knowing. And that is moving by faith. That is, just understand that you have a vision. You have to have a vision, which is the goal, and trust the goal is going to happen, not by your own power only. Actually, God's power. God is going to guide us. God is going to provide us the way. But just make sure that whatever the vision is coming from your core, is coming from the internal. It's not what everybody wants you to do or wants you to accomplish. So if it is coming from the internal, then you get provided, some resources to be able to guide you to that path. So that's what I got out of it also.
Me too.
Yeah. And then I have a highlighter says to remove discord, confusion, lack, and limitation, you must remove the cause. And the cause is the way you are using your conscious mind. In other words, the way you are thinking and picturing in your mind. You know, not too long ago, I signed up for this course where it says it's a challenge, a 21 days challenge for brain diet.
For what?
It's a brain diet. It's a diet
Oh, brain
for
diet.
your brain.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a 20 days. And what you do is pretty much you pay attention to, how you think all day long. You observe your thought and you write your thoughts down, whatever it may be. And if it is a negative thought, you don't want to press it down. You want to replace it. So the minimum of the requirement for that task was to at least do it 7 times a day. So, and I don't, I realized then like my, the stuff that I was thinking in my mind was not good. And so when he said you're thinking and the picturing in your mind, and we think and picture.
Yes.
Yeah, and if the picture does not look good, it's not what you want. I believe that we all want to have that peaceful, loving, happy life, and and prosperous life. But we need to make sure that we are picturing those pictures. And if it is, and no, in order for us to find out, is first we need to take time to think, and see what inside in our mind to see that picture. Because for some of us it's beautiful, and which is great, that means it was aligned. But for some of us it needs to be replaced with another beautiful picture. It's like
And we had to replace it too. Our picture didn't used to be in line.
no, and another one I have actually that already happened for me is this one here, vacation.
Really? You already went?
Yeah, I did.
I want to see blue water. I'm going to see blue. I am seeing blue water.
Yes, you got to speak it in the present, right? Yes, so it, and it is like I always say, like God created us to in this amazing way, and we need to be able to implement these rules, mind rules, and use them. And on the next one I have highlighted, you are living in a fathomless sea of infinity riches. Your subconscious is very sensitive to your thoughts. You have any input on that one?
Well, yes. The Okay, it says your subconscious is very sensitive to your thoughts. Your subconscious is very sensitive to your thoughts. I'm thinking about that because, I mean, it is very sensitive to your thoughts. And I think, do you think that that's mostly speaking?
The subconscious mind is the deeper mind, is the sleeping mind. So, and our thought is in a deeper level. It's not just what we think right now. Is so is And yesterday we discovered that, we discussed that our subconscious mind does not know the difference between good or bad. So it's this.
Argue.
Yeah, so because of that, that's why it's sensitive, and that's why we want to make sure the thoughts that our subconscious mind is receiving is good thoughts.
That's right, especially in the sensitive times, like when we're asleep and in that transition, the first 20 minutes in and the first 20 minutes out. That's when
Yes,
because you're so, like we talked yesterday, your conscious mind is not on guard.
yes, exactly. Okay, what do you have highlighted for us?
All right, let's see. The practical applications of the laws of your mind, as illustrated in each chapter of this book, will cause you to experience abundance for poverty, wisdom for substitution and ignorance, peace for pain, joy for sadness, light for darkness, harmony for discord, faith and confidence for fear, success and freedom. And I really, really, really marked that word freedom, because that is the biggest emotion that I feel,
Mm-hmm.
because life just opened up, you know.
Yeah.
Freedom, I think, is the biggest emotion that I feel, because there's no ceiling.
Yes.
There's no ceiling. I
Yes.
can dream whatever I want. I can dream
Yes.
and have it come about in my life if I go through the process. That's freedom.
Exactly. It is. And there's no age limit, there's no race limit, there is no gender limit. It is that freedom is pretty much, it gives you the door that if you work with, with your mind in a proper way, it is, God created us, all of us, equal. So it is our right. And there is no, that freedom is that. For me, that's the freedom. And I felt so peaceful knowing that no one has control over me as a person. It is my right. It is my right to dream whatever dream I want to dream. And because I have always been a dreamer also, so I love that, having that, the free will is a beautiful thing. And you know uh, I definitely agree where you're coming from. On the next page, I have highlighted, your subconscious mind is reactive in response to the nature of your thoughts. When your conscious mind, the little me, is full of fear, worry, and anxiety, the negative emotion energized in your subconscious mind are released and flood the conscious mind with a sense of panic, foreboding, and despair. So, from that, we have to guard our conscious mind, because our conscious mind actually is a, is a gate, which is, our conscious mind is our thinking mind, is our rational mind. So our conscious mind can actually control, before the thought gets in that subconscious mind. And because our subconscious mind does not know between the difference between, the good and the bad. So if we don't control the conscious mind from having this fear and anxiety, thinking, then the subconscious mind will give us whatever that we say, or whatever we're thinking. So if we think peaceful thought, if we think loving thought, if we think healthy thought, the subconscious mind give us that.
Yes.
Yes. It's, so that's why, that part right there was important. um and what do you have?
Well, there's a story right up above that paragraph that I love, and I would like to read it if you don't mind. Can
Oh
I
no,
tell
go for it.
you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. One time, Caruso, the great operatic tenor, was struck with stage fright. He said his throat was paralyzed due to spasms caused by intense fear, which constricted the muscles of his throat. Perspiration poured copiously down his face. He was ashamed because in a few minutes he had to go out on the stage, yet he was shaken with fear and trepidation. He said, "They will laugh at me. I can't sing." And remember when I told you earlier? Never mind, never mind. And then he shouted in the presence of those behind the stage, "The little me wants to strangle the big me within." And so he said to the little me, "Get out of here. The big me wants to sing through me." And by the big me, he meant the limitless power and wisdom of his subconscious mind. And he began to shout, "Get out, get out. The big me is going to sing." And this is a true story.
Mm-hmm.
And his subconscious mind responded, releasing the vital forces within him. When the call came for him to go out, he walked out on the stage and sang gloriously and majestically, enthralling the audience. I mean, just before he did that, before he made that declaration, he
Yeah.
couldn't even sing. His throat was closed up.
Yes. Yes.
But he commanded what he knew was his.
Yes.
And I love that story.
Actually, I have a personal story to share that similar to that. Um, and when I got this book, the first thing that I did was, like me and my husband, we're very happy couples most of the time. But of course, as every couples go through, sometimes we just get on each other's nerve. So this one day, after I read this book, and me and him, we experienced that conflict, right? And I talked to myself driving to work, and I talked to myself by saying, listen, okay, I understand now, there is two of me. There is a weak me, there is a strong me. And a strong me wants to have peace, happiness, and love and in my house. So when I go home today, first of all, I say, I forgive myself, and I forgive my husband. I forgive my husband for any stress that I cause him or he calls me. And when I get home, I say, we're both going to be happy and loving, and we're going to forget and forgive each other. I came home that day. This is my first experience. And I saw this man. He was a total different person. He was, just the normal person that he always is, loving and hugging and get. And then I said, oh my gosh, this is so powerful. And even myself, I was able to forgive. So when I read this story of when you're reading right now, that just took me back because I actually have also experienced that. So from that day forward, I say to myself, I will not let no one be unhappy around me, because now I know the power is within. It's not them, it's me. If I can control my own emotions, that person is actually at peace also. The least we could do is just monitor our own feeling, how we're responding, because there is a lot of connection between the two people, or with everybody. So because of that, we definitely want to be able to monitor, and then always try to have that peace, loving, and happiness. And so that right there, it is true. That is, my experience. Do you have any personal experience that you want to share on relating to this?
Well, as you were talking about, being happy and nobody around you is going to not be happy.
Mm.
Um, I smile all the time. You haven't noticed, but I smile all the time. And I do everywhere I go. I found that, and now it's almost like a challenge. Like when I go to a register, I used to concentrate on, man, that girl didn't even say hi to me, or, but no personality, no customer service, all that. Well, I have just flipped it on them. I'm all smiling. Hey, how are you doing? All that. And it's so funny. I mean, some people's going to look at you weird, but the majority of the people that you meet during the day, they're going to smile back. They might not have
Yes.
smiled all day long, but when you've got this big old cheesy grin, and I
Yeah.
can't help it. I love it. I don't want to help it because I'm so happy.
Yeah.
But it's magnifying. I mean, it or should I say contagious? It's
It is.
contagious. And
It is.
so when you're happy, you change your insides and you let that happiness come out, then even without saying a word, other people can be touched and affected. And there's this one saying that I don't ever want to forget, and it's in one of the books, and I can't remember which one, but it says, who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying.
Mm.
Who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying.
Mm.
And so somebody may go around with a frown, they may go around in the dumps, the picture in their mind, their thoughts is obviously negative, whether they recognize it or not. But yet out their mind they could be saying, I'm so happy. I'm a happy individual, blah, 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 you know. But you see this person all the time and they're not. So who you are speaks so loudly.
Mhm.
This right here means nothing.
Mhm.
Work
Yeah.
on who we got to work on who we are.
Mhm.
And
The
then people are going
inside.
to be changed. People are
Yes.
changed.
I agree for sure. And on the next one, I have highlighted. He say when so this is continuing from the above actually. He say when this happen, you can like Caruso speak affirmatively and when with a deep sense of authority to the irrational emotion generated in your deeper mind as follow. Be still, be quiet. I am in control. You must obey me. You are subject to my command. You cannot intrude where you do not belong.
I love that.
Yes, yes. And that's what I did pretty much, while driving at work. And on next page, the subconscious is subject to the conscious mind, and this is why it is called subconscious or subjective. So
I
we
need to.
have to work. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I'm going to highlight that. I didn't highlight.
Okay. Yes. So they work together.
The subconscious is subject to the conscious mind.
Yes.
That's why we call it subconscious or subjective. It
Yes.
takes instructions from the conscious mind.
Yep.
That's good.
And I have also I highlighted on the next one. It says the conscious mind is like the navigator or the captain at the bridge of a ship. He directs the ship and signal order to men in the engine room, who in return control all the boilers, instrument, gauge, etc. The men in the engine room do not know where they are going. They follow orders. They would go on the rocks if the man on the bridge issued faulty or wrong instruction based on his findings with the compass, sextant, or other instrument. The men in the engine room obey him because he is in charge and issues orders, which are automatically obeyed. Members of the crew do not talk back to the captain, they simply carry out the order. So, pretty much, um, the crew and those people that are in the back are the subconscious mind,
That's right.
and the captain is the conscious mind who is in the front directing the crew. So pretty much the our job with our conscious mind is to feed in this good words, positive words, and things we want to experience in life, which, as we know, we all want to experience good things, positive things. We want to contribute to the world in any way possible. So then that's why we have to be selective in the information we put in, the books we read, the movie we watch, the news. I I'm against watching news in my house, by the way. Um, uh, and in every information that we allow to get in our mind, because again, our subconscious mind is the crew, does not know where we're taking it. It just takes the path. It doesn't care which path we're taking. So that's what I got out of that one.
I do too. Exact same
Yeah.
thing.
You have anything you have highlighted you want to share?
Yes. So your subconscious mind takes the orders you give it based upon your conscious mind's beliefs and accepts as true. Okay, here's an example. When you repeatedly say to people, I can't afford it, then your subconscious mind takes you at your word and sees to it that you will not be in a position to purchase what you want. As long as you persist in saying, I can't afford that car, that trip to Europe, that home, that fur coat, or whatever it is that you're wanting, you can rest assured your subconscious mind will follow your orders. and you will go through life experiencing like of these things. That is so good and it's so
It
true.
is. It is. It is. And I hear this a lot. I hear this a lot around, my family. I say I used it a lot, and I wonder why I cannot afford the things that I want to get. So,
That takes practice. It takes a lot of practice, and I get on. I shouldn't say that, but because it's a negative confession. But I know that I get on to my family's nerves sometimes. But they laugh about it really, and now my daughter and my son-in-law go around saying, "I'm so happy and grateful." But whenever they're saying I can't, or and you just want to help people, you want them to realize. But I guess we're not supposed to go around just
yeah.
help, help people that don't want to be helped. I'm not talking about my family. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's true.
it's so
It's the truth because
powerful. You just don't know how
Mhm.
to convey it so that people can understand it. And I guess really and truthfully, unless you're putting the information in, it's difficult to understand.
Oh, yes, it's unfortunately it takes time for people to implement it, to implement these things because it's like they have to hear it over and over and over and over. And even myself, I got introduced to these information a while back, but I did not take action as I should. And the first information I come contact is The Secret, and that was when I actually graduated from school, and that was in 2009.
Mhm.
But I did not implement that what I should have implemented to see the result. And then also another actually a good friend of mine, encouraged me because he noticed people notice if you are interested in people do notice in you, so they see what you don't see in yourself, what you haven't discover about yourself also. So this man also recommended for me to read Think and Grow Rich, and he recommended for me to go and buy a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And he's still in my life, and I'm sure when he watched this and he every time he compliment me and he sees the grown in me, and he encouraged me that to follow Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, he helped him change his life. So because of that, he never gave up on me. He still followed me today. And so there are people who might not take the action like I myself who didn't take the action at the time, but it's all right. It's all right because come back just if this information somehow you feel like you are connected to it, don't give up. Just come back, listen to this, or just go out, buy these books, and start to learn about yourself because you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are powerful, and whatever your goal is, it's not just about you. It's not. I personally come to understand it is not just about me. So that's why I had to come out here and start sharing something that I learned that it helped me to come out of my comfort zone. And the same thing for you. You're not comfortable being on the camera and, just sharing your beautiful information.
Goofy grin.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful information that you have inside of you, and it just you want to be able to share with all the people that with the family that your friends, and it's so exciting. But at the same time, not everybody's ready for it.
That's true.
Not everybody's ready for it, and I personally don't want to force on no one. I want this information to be reached to the person who is ready for it. And actually, the when this man told me that to go out and get this book, and he said, he said, um, even Think and Grow Rich book say it. You have to be ready for it.
It does.
You only can touch this book when you're ready for it. And so for me, I understand if people are not relating to this, it's fine. But if you ever feel like you want to do more for yourself, more for your family, more for your people, more for your community, maybe we might not be the resource for you, but go out, get these books, different books. They are personal developments. One of them can touch you. Like for me, again, it turned out to be The Power of a Subconscious Mind. And I can go back, take a look at the other ones because they're all the same.
Mhm.
They
Even
all
though they say rich, some of them are Think and Grow Rich. Some of the other names they have rich in them. These books are filled with how to change your mind.
Yes.
It's not about the wealth. You need the wealth to be able to serve the world. And we want the wealth because we're supposed to have great things. God intended us to have great things. But the wealth is just a byproduct.
Yes.
It's going to happen just because that's God made it that way. It's
Yes.
going to come, but these books teach you about the mind,
Yes.
regardless
And
of what.
also, actually, another thing I want to point out, and this is going to be our last conversation, and then we'll move on to the next chapter or next week. What I want to also communicate with, you know, people who's watching this, like, which I had question about this also before, like we bring into religion. This is not about religion. This is about our mind. This is about how things work in our mind. And this, if you have a specific religion, fine, just keep going that. But make sure also you understand how your mind work. And this is what it's about. This is about the mind. And me and you happen to actually, be Christians, and me and you happen to understand about the Bible, and this is why it clicks for us certain things. And again, there are more information that we'll share later, that it's about understanding your mind and how powerful you are. And God made everything, and we need to understand, how does it work, how can I serve the purpose God created me for? Because i i I feel and believe that everybody knows that we all have purpose, but some of us, we don't know yet. We are lost. And so what I want to say today is, really, this is not about specific religion or anything like that. This is about, let's get to know our mind better. Let's understand our mind better so we can serve ourselves, and we can serve the community the way we feel inside that we should be serving. So that's my end. And I trust that everyone who's watching this, will find this video helpful. And I love everyone, and I want everyone to experience this joy that I am experiencing. And that is my piece for today.
Beautifully said. What a wonderful day.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy this video, and have a beautiful day.
Bye, everybody. See you
Bye
tomorrow.
bye.